Okay, so this video I'm going to show you how to properly specify which version of Gorilla to launch. Now you can see in here in my Documents folder, now I'm on a Mac, but it'll be the same on Windows. I have three versions of Gorilla here installed. I have Gorilla 7, Gorilla 8, and Gorilla 9. Now, Gorilla can only launch one version at a time. So if you're going to launch Gorilla, the proper way to launch Gorilla is from the Launch Gorilla file in the particular folder that you want to launch. So for example, it's Gorilla 7. If I wanted to launch that, I should launch here. If it was 8, I should launch here. And if it was 9, I should launch here. But there are a few issues that you have to set up properly. For example, I just installed Gorilla 9 here, and I had Gorilla 8. Now, if I go ahead and launch Gorilla from the Applications folder, and if I'm going to go ahead and do that now, if you get an error here, well, not necessarily an error, but if this occurs and FileMaker Pro opens, you can see that there is prompting you to ask which Gorilla you want to launch. In this instance, I have the option of launching 9, and you can see here's the path, Documents, Gorilla 9, Launch Gorilla, or 8, or 7. And this is this is a scheduling file, but it's basically the same as this one right here. So I'm going to show you how to fix this, if this is a problem, if this is an issue that you're having. So first thing you want to do is you don't want to select any of them here. You want to go up to the FileMaker Pro pull-down menu, and you want to select right here, Settings. Now, down here where it says at startup open file, you want to click this so that it's on. Now there's going to be a path here of what it's going to start up. Now I can't see that. I can go ahead and click and go ahead and tab over with my arrow key. And this is going to tell you that it's Gorilla 9, okay? So if I click the Browse button, I could literally just click OK and it'll launch Gorilla 9. But if I click Browse, just to make sure, and if I select this one, that's basically the path that is selected, and click Open, and then OK, and then quit FileMaker Pro here. And now I'm going to do the same thing by launching this Gorilla application in Applications. Notice that it is launching a version of Gorilla, and you can see it's version 9.02, which is the one that I want it to launch, okay? And it launches 9.02. Now, we can go ahead and do whatever we want here and modify a schedule, modify a budget. But if I were to go to the Extras pull-down menu, now this is in Gorilla, and select Admin Options, or Preferences. This takes you to the same place, actually. Preferences takes you to that same exact place. I'm just going to show you that you can also do it through Admin Options. It's just a few more clicks. You have to click Access and then Open FileMaker Preference. That's the same exact place to go. Now, if I were to change this to, let me select 8 and click Open. OK, close this and quit. Now, even if I went up here to select Launch Gorilla 9 there, it would not open 9. It's going to override that. So let me go ahead and do it from here, from the Applications folder. And now it's launching a version of Gorilla, but it's not launching 9. You see, it's launching 8 because I specified, and this was never, this is in demo mode, which is fine. Right? But it's launching version 8. And if this happens, you might get freaked out and say, oh my God, what happened to my version 9? Okay, so I'm going to, well, before I quit this, let me go. Oh, I don't want to quit it. Let me just hit demo mode. Okay, and I want to change it back now. So to change it back, you would again go to Extras. Now here we don't have that preferences. And notice the difference. Remember in version 9, we had preferences as an option down here. So that's why it's actually nice that I showed you how to do it through Admin Options. It's the same thing. You would click Admin Options, Access, Open FileMaker Preferences, and then down here, once again, if I scroll over, or arrow over, you see it says 9. Now I could, literally, I know that I can do this. I can literally click 9 right there. That is the actually correct file. But to do it properly, you should click the Browse button, right? and then go here to 9 and click right there. And now, if I quit Gorilla, even if I go here now, it's going to launch 9, no matter what I select. Even if I go here, right, and I select this, which is in version 8, it's not going to launch 8. It's going to launch 9. Let's make sure that's the case. There you go. So you see how important it is. You can only launch one version of Gorilla at a time. So how important it is to set that up properly, okay? To specify what version of Gorilla you are going to use. Now, once you set it, you don't have to do it again. But bear in mind that you now have access here in Gorilla 9 to these schedules right here, okay? To these schedules right here. So if, for example, I wanted to look at the schedules from version 8, unless I saved them, I couldn't access them, okay? So for example, I have something here called Star Wars. I'm going to click on Save and Save to Documents, okay? And it's going to save here to the Gorilla Saved Files, Saved Schedules folder, okay? Now it says, oh, it says already exists. That's fine. Let's replace it, okay? And I'm going to hide Gorilla real quick, and I'm going to go look at that. Here it is. Okay, and here in the Saved Schedules folder, you're going to see that this Star Wars file, this schedule file is saved. And this happens to be the correct date and time. Today, 12:48. You can see up here, it's 12:49. So that's the file. Now, if I were to open version 8, okay, let me go back into Gorilla. If I were to go back into Gorilla now, and you can see that Gorilla Studio 9 is launched, and we have the Star Wars project. And if I were to go back into Extras, go to Preferences, and let's say I want to launch version 8. Here we go. There we go. Okay, and quit Gorilla. And launch, and again, doesn't matter. I can even do it from here. This is going to launch 8. It might be a little confusing, but you could only specify one version to launch, right? So now I'm going to launch version 8. Okay, there we go. And the Star Wars project, oh, we are still in demo mode. I still didn't change that. That's fine. Click on demo. Well, again, we're in demo mode, so we're only going to see the demo projects here, right? But the Star Wars project is not here, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that it's gone. It is in the Gorilla 9 Gorilla. So if you see, notice that in the Gorilla Studio 8 version, the Star Wars schedule is not here. It does not mean that the Star Wars schedule is gone. It's in version 9. However, since I saved it to the Saved Schedules folder, and if I go here again, let's just verify that. There it is. You can easily load it. Okay, so I can just go down here to the folder button. Even though I'm in demo mode, I can still load a schedule. But in demo mode, you cannot save a schedule. So bear that in mind, okay? So now I'm loading Star Wars, but notice what I'm doing. I'm loading Star Wars, the schedule, from right here because I saved it just a moment ago. I'm not necessarily loading it from version 9. That version now could be different. It's not. It happens to be the same version. But now I have Star Wars here, and if I go to version 9, I will have Star Wars there too. But they're two different schedules now. Okay, so if I were to go into this particular file, now it's just named Star Wars. It's actually just the demo. And if I were to modify information here, scene numbers, delete a scene, add a scene, do the strip board, etc., in this version, if I were to go, and I'll do it one more time, just to make it very clear. I'm going to now go to version 9, right? Again, you have to set it up properly. And quit. And you know what? Yeah, I can't save anything. I'm in demo mode. But if I did save anything in version 8, whatever it may be, and then I were to go here and launch Gorilla now, even though that Star Wars schedule will be shown in the project manager, okay, we're going to wait to see if version 9 is launching. And we can always turn off that what's new. I'm just lazy not turning it off. This schedule right here is not the same schedule, okay? It's a duplicate, basically, of that version 8. I now have two versions of Star Wars of the schedule, one in version 8 and one in version 9. So you can see how confusing this can be, right? So it's not the greatest idea, honestly, to have more than one version of Gorilla installed. Make sure that you launch the one you want. And the best thing to do, of course, is after, of course, you save your schedules from version 8 or version 7 or version, whatever version you're not using, make sure you save them, and your budgets. Same thing with your budgets. And your schedules will be here and your budgets will be here, and then you can load them very quickly into the version that you want to use. So try not to have more than one version of Gorilla installed. Okay? I hope that helps, and that's a wrap.